why did you choose martial arts as your career?
Yeah, that's a funny thing. I always say martial art chose me. I don't think I chose martial art,
Yeah.
because one morning in school, remember back in school in the olden days, they used to have what is it, a cinema day or something like that, where they bring the television and then they play those cassette. You remember the cassette movies?
Yeah. In the classroom.
Yeah, in the classroom.
Yeah.
They take you guys there to watch a movie. They played the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie Kickboxer.
Yes.
And I was 6 years old. I was in school, and I saw that, and I saw that training and all of that fighting, and I was just in love, man.
Is that where the passion started?
Yeah, man. I was like, wow, what is that? I was a kid. I did not even know. I've never seen martial art or anything related. In fact, I've never seen people fight
Right.
in my life before that. But as soon as I saw that, I was like, I gotta learn that. I gotta start doing that myself. And then a few months after that, there was a sensei in our area who was training all the guys, but one of the boys in my class had the opportunity to be invited to the training session with those older guys. And then he came, he told us about it. Hey guys, that thing we saw in the movie, I'm doing it. And I was excited to go and try out. And then when I got there, we were training outside in the bush. It was like back in the 90s, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no dojos or nothing, just training outside in the bush. And then when I got there, I was hooked.
You were hooked.
I was hooked.
That's so fascinating because in my personal experience, when I went to my first training session, I had this idea, oh, martial arts is going to be so cool.
Yeah.
But then you get there and the training is gruesome.
It's gruesome.
It's more painful.
It's gruesome.
And I got scared
Yeah.
the first time and I didn't return for probably like 2 years.
Yeah.
Your experience is about
I went back the next day. I wasn't scared. I was like, you know what? This
Yeah.
is it. This is my thing. I'm going back. Well, firstly, you have to love it, man. Because honestly speaking, a human body doesn't love to take pain. Nobody loves pain. And whether you like it or not, martial art is pain.
Yeah.
It's painful to do martial art. It's not an easy thing to do. The training is gruesome. Everything about martial art is just painful. But if you have the heart for it, if you really love it yourself,
Yeah.
it's gonna come natural.
Right.
It doesn't mean it's easier because you love doing it. It's still hard, but if you really love doing it, then it's gonna become easier for you. You get what I'm saying? You gotta have a little bit of crazy inside of you for you to be able to love martial art. Unfortunately, that's the thing. If you're a crazy person who love hitting people and love getting hit as well.
Right.
Because now a lot of guys are like this. You love to hurt people, but you have a problem with you being hurt yourself.
Right.
That's where the issue comes now. I can teach you how to be a fancy guy. You do fancy things. You can do backflips and spinning kick, whatever the things that you want to do.
Right.
And you can do that to somebody else. But the issue comes now when it's done to you. Your response towards that, when you are being the one who's taking the pain,
Yeah.
your response towards that will determine whether you want to be a martial artist or not.
Right. You've gotten these skills, you've
Yeah.
attained them all, and now you are essentially the alpha in the room.
Yeah.
But yet you still teach them to run away first or
Yeah.
solve the issue.
Yeah.
Well, why is that?
No, firstly, it's because I'm scared of people getting arrested. That's the only reason. I'm kidding. Remember, martial art is a lifestyle. And in the olden days of martial art, people were fighting for honor. There is no honor for me fighting a guy who has no experience and they don't know anything about fighting. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I promise you, every guy out there that knows nothing about fighting, they think they can fight. They think they're tough. Some guy will go to a gym and start lifting weights and see some biceps and like, oh, I can fight. No, you can't, bro. You don't know anything. So for me now, to beat you up because you think you can fight, what honor do I get from that?
Right.
Beating somebody who has no idea. This guy is clueless. He has no idea what he's doing. He has no idea what he's talking about. So the best way to deal with the situation as somebody who knows is to talk to them. Even if it means I go to an extent that I act that I'm scared of you.
Yeah.
as long as I don't put myself in a position where I hurt you, because there's no honor in that.
Right.
And we have to always remember, martial art is a lifestyle. I'm a martial artist.
Yeah.
I'm responsible to show the good of martial art to the community.
Right.
Now, when I come up beating everybody else on the street, what do people say about martial art? I have to think about the small kids that are doing martial art and their parents. If their parents sees me beating people around, what would they think I'm teaching their kids? Because the biggest thing about martial art is discipline. You get what I'm saying?
How has martial arts impact you as you were growing up?
Yeah, man, martial art has been dope to me. It's been amazing, and let me tell you, I've met some of the amazing people in the world.
Right.
And I can always say today that everything that I've ever achieved in my life is through martial arts. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's through martial. I mean, I'm from the hood, man. I grew up in Hammanskraal, man. You see the boys in the hood. You see some of the guys that we grew up with today. You see their lifestyle. I don't want to sound like that guy that says, "Hey, I shouldn't, I should be doing drugs now and stuff like that and blah blah." I don't want to sound like that guy, but the reality is that martial art has helped me a lot when it comes to being a good man in the society, being a good man in the community. Get what I'm saying? A
Right.
guy that kids can always look up to.
Yeah.
You know, you get that discipline from martial art. There was a saying that we used to say in Koikoshin back in the hood when we were growing up that a karateka does not do that.
What does that mean?
We were programmed to say that. Like for instance, if I'm with my friends and we are small kids underage, and one of us get an idea, hey guys, let's go smoke some weed, and we are practicing a martial art. There was a saying that we always say, a karateka does not smoke that. A karateka does not drink that. I cannot allow to put poison in my body. Why? Simply because of I'm a karateka.
What a caretaker?
Yeah,
Sorry, no.
karate.
It's
Karate.
karate.
Yeah, karateka.
Karateka.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah, it's like just saying individualizing
Yes.
a person that practice karate.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. So we say a karateka
Yeah.
does not do that.
I love that. So
You get what I'm saying?
it's someone who follows martial arts.
Yeah.
He doesn't practice in those kind
Yes,
of behaviors.
yes. For instance, take we say a Christian
Yeah.
does not smoke. A Christian does not do that. A Christian, the same thing with a karateka, like a martial artist would say that as we were growing up. And then you grow up with that type of mindset. By the time you're an adult, it's already cemented in your mind that, hey, I can't do this and that because of what? I'm a martial artist. I think what they need, man, is a very strong leadership, man. Because, I mean, even for me, there were guys that were up front and were teaching us these things and were showing us these things. You know, I don't know most of my sons say where they are today, but because of the teachings that they were giving us, they were strong leaders. You know, these days, I don't know if it's still happening, but when we joined the dojo back in the days, your first day, the whole dojo will walk you home. And you think, oh, these guys are nice. They're walking me home. This is dope. They want to see where you stay so that when you don't come to training, they can come fetch you from your house. You feel what I'm saying? You're like, oh, these guys, they like me. No, they don't like you. They want to see where you stay. They're going to come and take you if you don't show up to.
Yeah.
You feel me? Of which I think that was good leadership, man. That was good leadership. And they will come and tell your parents that your son is doing this now or your daughter is doing this now. And we want to make and help them excel in it.
Right.
So your parents will also be in the same page with the senseis.
Yes.
That okay. I mean, you get the ridiculous excuses not to go to gym. My body's sore. We did freaking 5 million squat yesterday. I can't walk. And then they'll come pick you up. They'll come fetch you in the thing. They'll take a warm up. They'll make a warm up of running to your house and running back with you to the gym.
Right.
That was good leadership. And I feel like today, as we speak, man, martial art is no longer the same. It's no longer like that. we don't have good leaders in martial art. People are promoting. I always say in the gym, even now, even today,
Yeah.
I don't like crybabies, man. Life is too hard.
But for anyone who's just starting out, what kind of advice would you give them?
Well, firstly, the thing that I like doing is to make you understand. Firstly, when you start doing martial art, is that it's gonna change your life. It's gonna change you as a person. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You need to know the day you walk into I'm just gonna use the word dojo. The day you walk into the dojo, as soon as you join and start doing whatever they're doing inside the dojo, that day your life will never be the same, and you will never be the same person. So
Why is that?
martial art changes you, man. It takes all the negativity in your mindset. You can't be a martial artist and stay negative. There is no way in hell. Okay, I can't say hell. Not in hell.
But it's probably
This
because
is hell.
is it maybe because of the discipline that you get out of it,
The
and being able
discipline
to
that you
face
get out, the motivation that you get out, the strong mindset that you get in. I know a lot of guys that I've trained that they used my teaching from martial art to go and better their lives. I know a lot of guys like that. They come and tell you, bro, if it was not because of the mindset that you have installed in me because of training, because of martial art, I would have gave up in a lot of things. I would have gave up in life. I have a lot of testimonies where people come and tell me, if I was not doing martial art, today I was going to get fired. I could have beaten up my boss.
Yeah.
But you always say, we have to stay calm as martial artists. And I was just calm. I was just letting him go. If it was before I was doing this, I would have been fired.
And currently, what are you working on?
At this point, I started falling in love with commentating on tournaments. Yeah, so I think that's besides coaching people, and I'm not sure about fighting. I don't want to lie. I'm not sure if I'm gonna ever fight again. But I'm training every day. For some reason I've lost the love for fighting.
Yeah.
But I've gained the love to help other guys, other people, to better them as fighters, to make them stronger fighters than I once was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I kind of feel like it's the right time for me now to start building the next generation of fighters.
Yeah.
And put my gloves down. But you'll never know. I mean, I'm a fighter. Tomorrow I might wake up, the motivation might be back, and then I put that with the discipline and I start training, and then eventually I'm fighting again. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Of
Yeah,
course.
but I've fallen in love with commentating, man. It's fun, man.
Well, what about it?
Yeah, it's fun, man. It's just sitting there watching guys beating each other up, sitting next. I'm commentating currently with let me see his name. I don't want to mispronounce his name so that he doesn't get angry at me, man. He's currently on a movie that's gonna be in the cinema this month, in fact. What's his name again? Granite. He used to host Gladiators. I don't know if you know Gladiators. He's the one that I'm commentating with at tournaments now. And it's fun, man. The last time we did it, it was fun, man. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm doing it again on the 24th of May. It's a cool tournament because the winner of that tournament,
Yeah.
tournament, it's a professional Muay Thai tournament of
Yeah.
8 guys under 75. The winner gets to go to Thailand for 2 weeks,
Okay.
Yeah. With everything paid for. They go there, they get to train with the best Muay Thai coaches and fighters in Thailand.
Yeah.
I wish I could do that, man.
Coach, I'd actually love to ask you, I'm curious if you're able to distinguish who's going to be a champion or not.
It's just that you look at the heart of a person. You get what I'm saying?
So it's not the technical proficiency of them,
It's the heart.
it's more the heart.
Yeah, it's
They're
the heart of
showing
a
us.
person. Yeah. There's just some people who are savages, man. They don't know how to give up. You can tell. Some, they don't know how to give up, but they don't even know themselves.
Yeah.
They have that stubborn thing, that stubborn push. Because this is how I do things as a trainer. The first day of training, I'm going to put you to the deep ends. The first day of sparring, I'm going to put you to the deep ends. Well, you might say, oh, but that's going to discourage the guy. Okay, I don't care. I want you to know what you're signing up for. From the first day, without the skill, without the knowledge, I want you to know what you're signing up for and decide whether that's what you want to do or not.
And the fact that they show up after
Yeah,
that.
you get what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not going to soften you and just lie to you and say, and this is fun. It's not fun. It's hard. Martial art is hard, man. You know what I'm saying? People are looking for something fun to do.
Yeah.
Like, go play some games or something. That's fun. But martial art is hard. And I'm a very realistic person. I'm always realistic about everything. You get what I'm saying? Martial art is hard. So let's put you to the deep ends in your first day.
Yes.
And you can decide from reality. You get what I'm saying? We're not going to be delusional about it. Let's be realistic about it. I put you to the deep ends. Is this what you want?
Yeah.
Then you determine whether you want that and what. And let me tell you something. It works, man.
It does.
It works.
It's something that you.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you after that, bro, listen. Is this what you want to do? And funny enough, after that, the second session and the third session, then they're all easy. And you're like, what? What happened to that hard stuff?
Right.
You feel me? I was just showing you what you're signing up for. And then we can start from the scratch now. After you decide that, because it's going to get hard. I don't want you to be surprised when it gets hard. I'm always going to go back to the first session. Remember the first session?
Right.
When you were not fit, when you had no knowledge, but you still came back with no knowledge, with no fitness. Now that we are here, there's no way you can give up. There's no way you can cry.
Yes.
If you are able to do it without the experience, without the knowledge, without the fitness, now you have everything. How can you give up when you have everything?
And I love this concept of you saying that you take them to the deep end, because that's when their ego breaks.
Yeah.
And they're, I think, a bit more humbled to the point where they realize, wait, I can grow.
Yeah.
And that's what everyone kind of needs.
Yeah.
Is that humbleness to say, there's a lot of room for me to grow.
Yeah.
I love that.
I have a girl that who's fighting this Saturday. I'm taking her to her first kickboxing tournament. She's gonna be fighting K1. She said to me during the week that, the first day I came here, he said, let's do 300 push-ups. And I was laughing and I was like, what? This guy is crazy. He's joking. And then boom, you were not joking. You're serious. And she couldn't even do one push-up. She couldn't do one push-up.
Right.
But on the first day, I made her know what she's signing up for. And today she's a fighter. She's gonna have a first fight. And then because of she's a fighter, and I can see her mindset, and then I understand her as a person. According to my view, I've been telling her and motivating her that, hey, look, you can make a good trainer, man. I promise you that girl can make a good trainer. She has all the knowledge. She has all the tools. She just doesn't know it herself. And it's my job as a sensei, as a crew, to show her that and guide her to the right position. Guide her and say, hey, if you start training people, you're going to make a killing because now you're a fighter. Now we need to equip you as well to become what? A trainer.
Right.
Because we don't have a lot of female Muay Thai trainers. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's one thing I'm working with her towards, to making her become a female Muay Thai trainer. You get me?
Yeah.
Yeah, but hey, you'd be surprised, man. When she started there, bro, she couldn't do one push-up, man.
What is the best piece of advice that you've heard? Yeah.
Very simple. Never give up, Never give up. No matter how hard it gets, never give up. And I've seen that saying. I've seen that saying in my life. In my darkest moments, in my deepest challenges, when I had no job, when I was fired and everything, when I messed up my life, that saying that says never give up, because it's right there in my mind. It's right there in my head. That kept me moving because of that saying. If it was not because of that saying, I promise you, if I did not have that in my mindset, that no matter how hard it gets, never give up, I promise you, we wouldn't be even knowing each other and sitting like this, having a conversation, me and you. You get what I'm saying? I had to push from the darkest moments, darkest places of my life because of that saying. It kept me going.
Yeah.
And it's funny enough, it creates patience inside of you as a person. You feel me?
Yeah.
It creates patience. I started working for that gym. Then I started being a what is the word? Alcoholic.
Yeah.
I started becoming alcoholic. Hey, I was in love with weed. I was smoking too much. I ended up doing that in the gym, and then I got fired for it. Yo, man, going from making 20K a month, 40K a month to making nothing, that depresses you. It depresses you. Depressed me to an extent that I was not even good for my girlfriend anymore because of my mind was not on the right space. But because of I'm a martial artist, as soon as I remembered who I am, then I started coming out of it.
Yeah.
Because I was broke then. I had no money. I lost all the hope in the world.
Yeah.
I had to go back home and Hammanskraal.
Yeah.
I had to start from the scratch.
Yeah. Because you had the martial arts principle.
Yeah.
And you got to this point
Yeah.
of getting this job and everything.
Yeah.
But what made you lose your way when you had everything?
Excitement. I was excited.
Mm.
I was too excited. Remember, I'm just a kid from Hammanskraal, man. And then I come to Centurion. I got a job. I'm fighting. I'm getting good fights. I'm making a little bit of good money. The girls are starting to come in. The nightlife starts. The party life starts.
Yeah.
You get me? When I was back at home and I had nothing, all I cared about was martial art. All I cared about was training. That's all I would do. Just train every day. Sorry. I was fit. I was strong. But now I come here. Now the money is coming in. Now I'm starting to feel like I'm a famous guy. I'm starting to feel like, I would spend on one day for clothes about maybe 6K to 7K to 8K on just clothes, just so I can party with them and then give those clothes away the next day to a friend of mine or to my brother or something. You get me? And do the same thing next weekend. Now that distracts you. You see, that's all distraction. The girls, the booze, the weed, the money. That changes you. That's something that you go through as a martial artist and it makes you forget who you are. And once you lose who you are, then it means you're out of order. Anything that comes your way, you accept it. You allow it to come to your life. You allow it to take over your life. You allow it to control your life. And boom, you realize, oh, I messed up big time, eh? And you are jobless. Now you have to go back home and then now redo everything, restart everything. Because when I went back home, I went back to the dojo where I used to train. I started training with the guys. Now these guys are seeing me on TV fighting, and now I'm back at home with them. We're training in the bush. We don't even have a dojo.
Yeah.
Now the guys which were looking up to me, they're like, "Oh, bro, what happened?
That broke you.
You feel me? What happened? You were the guy that would point and say, hey, he's from our hood. We used to train with it. And now you're back here. What happened?" And then when you now sit back and you reflect without the girls, without the money, without the alcohol and the nightlife and stuff like that, now it's just you and the martial art that you used to have. That now kind of revived me and reminded me of who I am. And then I built from there. And then, yeah, I mean, I don't want to say I'm making millions of money of rents and stuff like that, but at least I'm in a better place now as a person than I was back there. You get me? And all thanks to martial art, man. So going back to the best advice is never give up.
Mm.
Everything is possible. If you can put your mind to it, everything is possible.
Yeah.
If you're willing to work for it, everything is possible.
And in that process, always remember your principles.
Yeah. And the most important thing is never lose who you are. Remember who you are.
Mm.
You feel me? Just because of you coming to me today, introducing a new thing, it doesn't mean now I must fall for that thing. Does that thing that you're introducing to me go in line with my persona? Does it go in line with who I am as a person? You feel me? If you forget who you are, you're going to engage in that. You get what I'm saying? But if you remember who you are, you will say no to that. The power is in there. Excitement makes you forget who you are. When people are excited, they do stupid things because they forget who they are. You get me? Excitement can make you forget and lose who you are.
Yeah.
And then by the time you realize you are deep in a lot of trouble, you are in trouble and it's too late. You get me? So always remember who you are and never give up. You get that from martial art. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know how we always remember that in martial art?
Oh.
Not to give up. They beat it into us. I gotta beat it into you. I will force it into you. You get me?
Yeah.
All the punishments that I went through while I was coming up as a student. When my sensei said do this and I do my own thing and I get punished, hey, remember you must be disciplined. You must listen. This is martial art. You try to do funny things in front of the students and then you get punished for that. See, that's how it's been hammered into you. That's how it's been beaten into you. Eventually it comes natural. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The discipline comes natural because they're beating it into you. And that's the best way to make a person learn something or understand something. Because I'm a very stubborn guy, man. I'm very, very stubborn. It's hard to teach me something. It's hard to tell me something. But martial art can break you to a point where you now know, hey, I have to learn discipline. Hey, I have to learn not to give up. You learn a lot from that.
Yeah.
It seems like punishment at a point. You feel me? At a point, it seems like punishment. But when you grow, as you grow, and then you realize, oh, the sensei Mr. Miyagi me, man. He Mr. Miyagi me and I did not even see it. You get me? Because nobody loves to be punished.
Yeah.
Who loves doing 100 burpees? I mean, you'll be insane if you love doing 100 burpees. You get me? But that builds discipline in you. And also because it's hard, you're going to end up surprising yourself doing that which you thought you would never do.
Right.
That thing of saying, don't give up, that's how it gets born inside of you. That's how it grows. You feel me? Because now I can come up with an idea. Hey, I got a great idea. Let's do 2,000 squats. What comes to your mind when I say that? That's impossible. There's no way we'll do 2,000 squats. Until it's done, no matter how hard it is, no matter how long it takes. And then we end up doing it. And then you realize, oh, I thought 2,000 squats was impossible. Next time when I come, let's do 5,000 squats. When you remember the 2,000 squats, that gives you motivation that, hey, there was a time I thought I couldn't do 2,000 squats. This sounds like a bad idea, but guess what? We're going to do it. And then eventually you end up being that guy who doesn't give up. With those small pieces of things that you do impossible things to you, and then you end up doing them. And then you realize, you know what? I'm not a quitter. I don't give up. And man, that's a good thing to go about in life, man.